Hey, everybody, welcome to the College Hockey Show. I'm your host, Jeremiah Maxwell. With me, as always, easier said than done, the Degenerate Bostonian, Mike. How's it going, Mike? All the
What's
way.
up? Happy Friday, everybody.
Okay, Mike, before I have to know, it's 30 degrees here in Alaska, nice and warm day for winter December day, Anchorage specifically. How warm is it? Get out of here with that barking.
We are my hometown is sitting at a comfortable 31.
Okay, so we're almost the same. Okay.
My heat isn't on, though, for you New Englanders. All right, we got the hoodie inside. I haven't lost yet. For those that don't know, it's a secret competition of who turns on the heat last.
Do they charge a lot or something? I don't know what's going on here.
It used to be a few years ago, was in particular like gas and oil and like electrical heat was just outrageously expensive. We're also just cheap people up here, so it's like a secret competition of who can turn the heat on last. So, or whose pipes freeze first, whichever happens.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a show if the dogs didn't start fucking barking when the show starts. Okay, anyway. Gotta love the dogs. Fucking terrorists. Anyway, the bane of my existence some days. Okay. We got a bunch of changes in the rankings. Wanted to talk. Michigan State's number one now since the last time we've been on. But you wanted to talk about the tournaments that happened over the Thanksgiving weekend. Obviously, we weren't here for that show. The Adirondack tourney and the Friendship 4 that was in Ireland. Adirondack was at Lake Placid. Had the Lowell, UMass Lowell, right?
Yes, UMass Lowell was out in the Adirondacks.
Providence, Clarkson, and St. Lawrence. And then the Friendship 4 in Ireland had BU, Merrimack, Notre Dame, and Harvard. Nice. What'd you glean from those tourneys?
I'll start with the Friendship 4. That one went kind of as planned for me. Newsflash, Notre Dame has a massive following in Ireland. Wow. Oh, my God. Who would have saw that one coming? Shocker. But BU beating Merrimack, not a surprise. And then BU beating Notre Dame. Once again, Notre Dame cannot win on a Saturday. I don't know what it is. They don't win on Saturdays. They just don't. They had a nice surge at the end to make a little comeback, but BU held them off. That tournament went as I thought. Notre Dame would handle Harvard. I think if that was in Boston, like if Harvard was the home team or that just wasn't in Ireland, I think Harvard gets them. But they came out slow. It was a hometown game for the Irish. That arena was rocking when they came out. You would have thought you were in South Bend. And I think Harvard's got a lot of young guys this year, so they haven't been playing well on the road. This one kind of showed. But this is also a great tournament to gel with, so I'm looking for a big push from the Crimson after New Year's. Merrimack, they lost to two superior teams. That's just the way it is. And BU was ranked the highest going into this. They won the tournament. I think this is something they build off of. I do want to highlight 4 weeks ago, I ripped on Capone. Since I've done that, he's got 9 points in 8 games. So he's coming together. He's coming alive. Look for the Terriers to also make a big push after New Year's as well. They've got a couple big ones coming up. Moving into the Adirondacks, Hockey East with a nice sweep. They don't do a winner, which is dumb, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that makes no sense. We talked about this before the show. How in the fuck do you have a tournament?
Do a shootout for all I care. It's at the same rank. I mean, it's not hard to get the team to do a shootout.
Let the winners of the earlier games play each other. I mean, it makes no sense. Anyway, okay.
Whatever. Providence, couple of wins, both one goal wins. Clarkson got us that cover. We needed it. Thank you, Clarkson. Big comeback there. UMass Lowell had an offensive explosion. First time this year, Clarkson gave up 4 goals. First time this year, Lowell scored 4 against a ranked opponent. So Lowell got 3 points out of that. They did tie. They don't do tiebreakers or overtimes or anything like that in the Adirondack. Like, give us a shootout. Come on, guys. We need winners. But, again, Hockey East out of a possible 8 points took 7. So I think that sets the tone as well. I've been saying the ECAC this year isn't as strong. Clarkson, St. Lawrence are in the ECAC. I stand by it. They're 2 of the most physical teams in the country. If you like big, hard body checks, those are the teams you need to watch. But I think going forward for the rankings, the pairwise that's coming out, it's going to start showing it's going to hurt teams like Cornell. It's going to hurt teams like Quinnipiac. It's going to hurt teams like Harvard because the rest of the conference isn't there.
Yeah. And real quick, just to address that, Avi is saying, BC should be number 1, not MSU. BC is number 1 in the pairwise. We're not going to give that any play until after the new year. Avi, we understand. There's a long way to go before the Frozen Four. So, I get it. BC, they're a good school. They're 3 in the country right now because Michigan State has 1 loss. Denver has 2. It is what it is. BC's
so, Avi, I'll even add to that. Michigan State and BC split earlier this year. BC did lose to has a loss at UConn, which at UConn, I get it, still not excusable. So that's why they're 3. But again, we'll get to the pairwise after New Year's. That's when I start taking it real serious. That's when a lot of people do.
So I didn't realize that the pairwise ranks all the teams.
Yes.
In the country. So Alaska, they say have Alaska at 33. That's Alaska Fairbanks. Yeah. Definitely not Alaska Anchorage because Alaska Anchorage is ranked 57 out of 64. So,
pairwise,
right
I'll highlight Denver's 9 in the pairwise.
Yeah, but they lost to a Arizona State team that had not started the season well, and that's fair.
But 3 years in a row, Arizona State has beaten Denver.
So Denver, they have tied for 9th with Boston University. That's weird that they have a tied 9th. But anyway,
it's just how it's unfortunate. That's there's a metric system and all that crap. So
that makes sense.
There's a bunch of tiebreakers. Yeah. Last year it came down to goal differential, one of the last tiebreakers to get UMass in the tournament. So we'll go over that more in depth. But I do want to point out, last time Arizona State beat Denver, last 3 times Arizona State beat Denver, they won 8 out of 10. All right, we were saying all year Arizona State's going to be a good team. They went to Denver. We said we needed a split. They got us 2 monumental wins.
Pairwise has them 18, by the way.
Yeah, and they're back in the rankings for a reason.
Yeah, and the NCAA rankings has them at 19.
Yep.
Because they only rank to the top 20. So they have them in the top 20, and I agree with that. Look, it's going to fluctuate, obviously. There's teams all year. So this is the fun thing to debate about who's where. Until we have a legit tournament, though, of 16 or 32, I think hockey's in trouble. They got to figure this out, and they got to figure it out fast. So
I'm looking forward to when if they can get, I think it's 6 more teams. If they get this new conference to keep talking about, they can expand to 24, and I think that really opens it up.
That's enough. That's enough with the number of teams in college hockey to start a tournament.
Right.
I'm with that. So Avi says Dartmouth you think is legit?
Yes, I was there. BC versus Dartmouth. Dartmouth was winning that game for the most part. And then all of a sudden, BC had a couple of surges. And when you have guys like
I watched that game.
Stigma, actually, I got to give a shout out to Stigma on BC. That kid stepped up. They put him on the top line in the second period. And that kid delivered. He was my MVP.
Leonard, right? They dropped Leonard down.
They dropped Leonard down, moved Stigma up. That kid, I just went, wow, every time that kid hit the ice. Now clutch time. All right, you're up a goal. Leonard, they put the Leonard line back together, and that was the Leonard line we knew. So money's on the line. Once again, Ryan Leonard came through in the clutch. But I got to give a shout out to Stigma. That kid was solid. That was unreal. I think he got snubbed actually on 2 assists because he had the 3rd assist. So you don't technically get a point, but he won the puck battle of 1-on-2. So I had to give him some props. But Dartmouth was winning that game. Dartmouth was the better team.
Yeah.
Ohio State is going to beat Penn State again. If Sergeev can get his head straight, no. If Penn State can't figure out this goalie thing, we got a problem. They have a problem. They have a great team.
But neither are ranked. But Penn State is receiving votes. But yeah, neither are ranked. So
yeah,
let's talk about the games you're excited for. And I know you have. I'm sorry. I know you had a bunch of bets, and I can flash those up if you want.
Yeah, send them up. I know, like Bemidji State. I think we've been talking about them. They took 3 points out of Dakota, Michigan, Western Michigan. They split, and I'm going to lead in with that because we've got number 6 versus number 4, Michigan at Minnesota. I think this weekend's another split.
So, your bets are
my bets.
Parlay.
We're gonna parlay
128.
Yep.
ASU versus Duluth, St. Cloud versus Omaha. You don't tell me who wins there.
Oh, sorry. ASU money line and St. Cloud money line.
Okay. All right. Okay. So parlay plus 128. I'm going to put it in the chat for you guys. ASU. Oh, and I'm wearing the ASU hat. Money line over UMD. Right.
Yep.
And then I could probably spell parlay correctly. UMD, and then your second one is
St. Cloud.
Cloud State, part of the old WCHA. Money line over Omaha.
Oh, great. Now we're going to drink.
Yeah, you got to drink because of Omaha.
That was a very popular drinking game in college.
Every time. And then Michigan State.
Yeah, the Michigan State one is separate. That's not in the parlay, but we are taking the Spartans on the puck line.
And a separate bet. Okay, so there's the first parlay in the chat. I'll throw it up on the screen here. We're also live on Twitch, X, aka Twitter, and YouTube. I don't know what happened to the Instagram, but I apologize. But we'll get there. And you have Michigan State plus 124, minus 1.5 at Wisconsin.
Yes. So, I said Augustine, guys, has been on fire. Wisconsin has been scoring, but again, it was against Penn State. They scored 6 goals on 18 shots. Notre Dame, who hasn't been strong this year, and as Augustine is looking like a potential Richter finalist, been saying it all year. There's also a reason Sparta's number 1, so that's why I'm taking them with the puck line. I don't do it too often, but that is something I'm taking. Actually, I'll lead in with that. So I said Michigan, Minnesota, those are the 2 biggest ranked teams going at each other, 6 and 4. Expect it to be a split. Home team's going to win each one. So maybe something happens. Michigan's got a good goalie. I've said it 4,000 times this year. The Snuggerud-Wood combo is just lethal. I'm not bashing Michigan's goaltending at all. They rotate. They've been very good. That's just my favorite line combination out there right now, even more than Leonard Perreault at BC. I love that combo with Wood and Snuggerud. So I think they split.
Got one.
144.
Bobby's got one for you too. Providence minus 145 money line. OSU money line 125 together.
So Avi, I will be there Saturday. Providence, Colorado College. Actually, that's something I wanted to talk about too. Where are they ranked there?
That's a top 10 matchup. 8 Colorado College versus 10 Providence.
Yep, I'll be there Saturday. I think Colorado College has one of the coolest jerseys in all of the country, so I'll be sure to take a few pictures. Looking forward to that game. Very strong, almost New Jersey Devils like trap in Providence. Colorado College got speed, and they can score. They can score well. They can score fast. So I don't know how they've been on the road out east. The years past, they've played Merrimack, and it was down years for Merrimack. So, yeah, they beat them, but whatever. I saw them play against Lowell and UNH. Again, rebuilding years for those schools. They look great, but when you play a bad team and you're average, you look like an all-star. So I have yet to see in person Colorado College play a ranked opponent. Super stoked about it. Obviously, you taking the minus 145. I don't blame you there. I think I'm the other way. I think I'm taking the plus 1.5. But in my mind, also, we have the same bet because I think it's a 1-goal game. I don't see an empty netter happening. I don't. It's going to be, that one's going to be a lot of fun. We talked about Penn State already. Talked about Michigan. So next one up, BC UMass Lowell. I was looking desperately for a line. I've been hitting up people outside of New England to get me a line on this. I really want to take Lowell at home here, actually. It sounds crazy, but a home dog. Lowell's looked phenomenal this year. This is not a rebuild year for them. It's supposed to be, but they didn't get the memo. And we know BC. They've played great against ranked opponents. They went and swept St. Cloud at St. Cloud. Again, you split opening the year at Michigan State. I'm very, very curious how this game plays out. I wish I could go tonight. If anyone's in the area, I'm hosting a Garrison Brothers whiskey tasting. Please stop by.
Clarkson, Harvard.
Clarkson, Harvard. Harvard needs a win to get back into everything, get it back into the swing. They started out the year ranked and they haven't done anything. Clarkson has worked their way into it and then worked their way out of it. They're flexing. For ECAC's sake, I think they want Clarkson to win because they have more wins and that'll
they're
get
in the
another
top 20 right now.
Right. But
that's getting votes too.
Is Harvard getting so?
Yeah, 13 votes Harvard got for the top 20. So
that makes sense. Yeah, because they started out at 19. So
Avi likes Harvard.
Yeah, I do too. That one's at home. Harvard at home, right?
Right. Yeah, Harvard at home.
Yeah, I would take the Crimson at home as well. That's a fun place to go, guys. If you haven't been, obscure fact, they have the best popcorn I've ever had at any hockey game / sporting event. The nerds got it right, guys. But fun barn to be in. A little chilly, so dress warm. But you're at Harvard. It's awesome, and I do like the Crimson there. The crowd, the students get into it. Not so much the crowd, but the students do. They show up. It's small. It's a fun one to be at. Next game I wanted to jump into was Denver, Western Michigan. Denver on the road.
Oh, you don't want to talk about UAA versus Merrimack?
Oh, shit. UAA is in town this week. Yes.
Yeah.
Savage is going to be there tonight. I've got him taking pictures for us.
Merrimack's going to win this all day.
No way. I'm against it. I think UAA gets a dub this weekend.
Okay.
UAA. So the last time UAA came here, I saw them play Lowell, and I wanted to smash my head into my fist because I was trying to bet it, and I couldn't get it in time. I had driven over the border, but I left my house late. The bet locked, and they beat Lowell 3-2.
So just to give people perspective on the records, Merrimack is 3-9-1. University of Alaska Anchorage is 3-10-2. So not much difference.
I really like Alaska here. I do.
Okay. All right.
I can't get a line.
I got my
you got the shirt. I think you get a dub here tonight, man. I really do. At least this weekend. I think you get one. I'd be very surprised if you don't. The reason being is the Merrimack students stopped going to the games. It's unfortunate. Like they still get a crowd, but it's not the crowd 2 years ago. 2 years ago was deafening to be in that arena. It was awesome. And I can see on the bench the players, they look up, they see the difference, they hear it. Like you can tell in their body language it's affecting them. When I saw Merrimack play at Warrior Arena, there was a lot of Merrimack students there. And I think maybe it was because they wanted to see the Bruins practice rink. But that whole team just lifted up. You could see all their skates were flying. They were moving. I'm thinking, or Alaska, it's a big draw because people don't, Alaska doesn't come out here that often. I bet you it's a decent ticket, guys. It's $10 if you go online at Merrimack University, their website, $10 to go to tonight's game. I think Alaska gets it. I really do. I really, really do. I like them. I do. Maybe I'm homering. I don't know, but
okay, there we go.
Yeah. Moving on. I want to get on.
Merrimack is mid. Alaska gets a split, says Avi.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm with Avi. I'm with you. I really am. I think Alaska gets it done. I actually think Alaska gets 3 points this weekend. I do.
Okay, well, that would be cool.
I think they
get
do.
a win and a tie.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I was going to go Denver, Western Michigan next. At Western.
Okay.
I didn't bet it. I like Denver here. One, you just got swept by Arizona State. I don't see you losing 3 in a row. Number 2.
That's a top 10 matchup, too.
It is. 2-7. The reason I like them, though, is Western struggles against ranked opponents sometimes, and it's just, why?
Avi says, so hopefully Western Michigan can knock Denver off a few times. Yeah,
I'm hoping to. I part of me thinks it's going to be a split because it's Western Michigan preseason was voted 4th hardest place to play. Maine was number 3. Penn State was number 2. North Dakota was number 1. So that's why I think, but Western, I don't know why they come out guns blazing early against ranked opponents and then don't close. I watched them do it against BC. I've watched them do it when they did a neutral site game out here a couple years ago against Minnesota. And I just sat there and scratched my head. I'm like, what? Why can't this team close? And this is one time I'll say it's not the coach. I love their coach. I've suddenly drawn a blank on his name, but he's doing all the right things. He's not yelling at his players. He's tapping them on the shoulder. He's talking to him. He's drawing up plays. And you can see in his body language, like he just told a player to do, flip it to the corner, get a 2-on-1, and this kid's rifling a puck, right into the goalie's chest. And you can just see the coach's body language just collapse. And like, if you're out there, Western Michigan, listen to your coach. He's really, really good. That's the reason you went to that school is because you wanted to play for him. He's smart. He's going to get you.
Furschweiler. I think we looked this up last.
Yeah, I really like him. Very big on him. NHL teams, take a look at him. I'm really, really big on him. So that's why. But the Western players make me take Denver here. I think it's going to be a split again. ASU Omaha, ASU Duluth, already touched on that. It's at Arizona State. They just came off a big win against Denver. We said it already. The last time ASU won against Denver, they won 8 out of 10. So I'm riding the heat wave here. Expect a lot of Arizona State bets in the next month or so from me. Just fair warning, guys. I'm jumping on the wagon here. Unrated game, I see a split too. I think tonight Arizona State wins, Avi, and then I want to see how it plays out. Because if it's a dominant performance by Arizona State, if it's like a 30 to 15 shot total, I'm probably taking Arizona State tomorrow as well.
I think Arizona State wins both at home. I have some confidence that they got some. I think beating Denver in Denver both games is going to give them a ton of confidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Knowing that they got some good, So,
and then. Last one is Omaha and St. Cloud. I said I took that one as well. It's at, St. Cloud at home. Omaha doesn't travel well. Like their fans go to games, but it's not like a Michigan going to a game or a Penn State or a North Dakota where you'll have a third of the arena.
Yeah.
They'll have a section.
Nebraska's a bit of ways from St. Cloud, Minnesota, too. So
it's not easy to get from Omaha to St. Cloud. There's no major airport either. So
this isn't like Iowa or something, Des Moines, where it's right there.
So I like them.
We got a bunch of top 10s. Obviously, Michigan, Minnesota, you highlighted. We think Michigan's going to win a game there. Colorado College Providence is another game that you talked about. What's the one game, if you had to watch it, that you want to watch this weekend that you think is going to be? Is that Michigan?
There's honestly Minnesota? Two. I can't give you one. I can proudly say they're both ESPN Plus. Michigan, Minnesota, that's Big Ten Network and ESPN Plus. That's got the most firepower. But the other one will be ESPN Plus and Nesson Plus, Boston College, UMass Lowell. That one has the most top-end talent. I can't tell you which one I like better. The reason I'm not saying Providence or Colorado College is Providence plays the trap, and they can be very boring at times. But I will be there Saturday. Again, anyone, Avi, find me, tap me on the shoulder, say what's up, reference this show, I'll buy you a beer. No questions asked. I love meeting people. But I love, lock me in favorite game, Michigan, Minnesota.
Okay.
We have a lot of top 10 teams.
That's all you needed to say, my friend. Yeah. That's the one I'm going to watch tonight. We already have games underway, by the way. So most of these are 7 Eastern puck drops. North Dakota versus Miami of Ohio is a 7:05 puck drop. Bemidji State versus Lake Superior is a 7:07 puck drop. Ferris State versus Northern Michigan is a 7:07. BC UMass Lowell is a 7:15 Eastern Standard Time puck drop. And Minnesota Duluth Arizona State is a 8 Eastern puck drop. So there's a few late games there. That one that Mike talked about specifically. Michigan Minnesota is a 8 Eastern. Michigan Wisconsin is an 8 Eastern. Omaha versus St. Cloud State is a 8:30 Eastern. So
if you're heading to the Lowell game tonight, leave a little early. They're doing a pregame parade. It's going to be a little difficult getting in. Bentley Moneyline, if you can find it. I didn't see anything for the Bentley or the Minnesota State games tonight. Wait, got to forget the Savage sent in a parlay. It's a plus 183, 4 legs. He's a sick degenerate, guys. He's 4-4 in the year.
Paste it in the chat.
Yep.
Copy and paste it in the chat for me. Yep. Since we're about to close up shop here. Yeah, just Control C, Control V, my friend, and drop that sucker in for the chat. Avi also likes Long Island at Vermont. That's a nice matchup. Yep. Always good players come out of those areas for sure.
All right. I wish he sent me a text, but I'm dropping it now. So Avi, actually, Savage is going against you. He's taking the Catamounts. I think that's an even game. I really do. I think that's a fun one. I think that's one both teams need to win. The reason I'm taking Vermont is they're the home team. That's pretty much it. And there's nothing to do up at UVM besides go see UVM stuff and ski. And they have plenty of snow. But I don't think people are skiing at 7:00 tonight. It's supposed to be negative something up there. I checked just for funsies. So I think you get a decent showing. A lot of the students are going to be there. It's a winnable game. That's why I'm taking Vermont. You want to take Long Island. They've got the offensive firepower. They have the better first line. I think Vermont's got the better depth. But that's a pretty even game. Dartmouth, St. Lawrence, I think Dartmouth kills them. I watched them against BC. I thought they were for real. I'm buying into the big green wave. I am. He's taking BC. A lot of firepower there. In Dakota versus Miami, Ohio, if Dakota doesn't come out with 2 wins here against Miami, Ohio, I mean, my mind, I've already hit the panic button. But Beard, Dakota losing to Ohio here?
I know you said you're not a huge fan of the coach there. Potentially, maybe, I don't know, man. North Dakota spends a lot of money. They should be competing for the Frozen Four. I mean, like I said, I walked into a luxury box of a bunch of their alumni at last year's game. They expect to be at these. They expect to be at these Frozen Fours, man. Like they're one of the elites.
I mean, they've had NHL.
They got nothing else in that town either.
No, and like they've had NHL players go into the facility and say, "This is better than what we have."
Oh, it is definitely better than what they have. I don't think they have a better facility. I don't think they have a better facility on the planet of hockey.
So you can't win that one. I'm scratching my head. Avi, you taking Miami. You know what? What odds are you getting on that? I didn't see a line for it. But, I mean, God, is it? Oh, mybookie.com. I have it. But I might be taking Miami there, too, if they post something later. My odds, by the way, guys, presented by DraftKings. All of that's going on DraftKings tonight. Follow me on Twitter. I threw out an NHL parlay as well. And then I guess my final wrap up would be the last 4 Fridays, I am -8. The last 4 Saturdays, I am +12. So maybe you fade me on Friday and then quadruple down on Saturday. I haven't given you a negative weekend, but
there you go. That's a great way to end the show. That is the show today for the 6th of December, 2024. This has been the College Hockey Show. I'm Jeremiah Maxwell. Without this show would not be in existence the Degenerate Bostonian Mike Reno. Mike, thank you so much. We will see everybody next Friday. And then I think we're going to do like a pairwise special show or something because there won't be any games for a while, guys. So we'll be off during the Christmas break as far as the College Hockey Show. But rest assured, you'll see Mike on NHL Nightly. Not tonight, obviously, but me and Rico will be going tonight at 10:30 Eastern. We will see you guys there to talk some hockey on the National Hockey League level. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Avi, you're the best.
Thank you, Avi. That is wild.
Avi just did,
quack,
Avi just
quack.
Did Jacob
Oh my
Trouba
God, he's
go
going
to
to be a duck.
Oh my God.
You got to put that up for the. Oh my God, Trouba's going to be a duck.
Whoa. Jacob
Whoa.
Avi just breaking news. Arthur Staple, New York Rangers are trading Jacob Trouba to the Ducks. League source, waiting on a return. Probably a bag of nickels. Wow. Well, good for the Ducks. And they could use the defensive help. And you know what? Jacob Trouba goes from New York City to Newport Beach. It's all good. You're the man, Avi. Thanks for breaking that.
Thank you, Avi. That is massive.
Craziness. So anyway, I'll have to do a video on that. Let's see. See you at 10:30 Eastern for NHL Nightly. We'll be talking about Jacob Trouba to the Ducks. Me and Rico. Peace. We out of here. Guys.